You get all these great questions. This one is from Walter Wallace. Is the Boots bankruptcy coming to a conclusion? If not, is there a timeline for it to come to a final conclusion?
Yeah, I kind of figured we wouldn't get out of here without that tonight. No, I don't think there's any conclusion that is imminent. And quite frankly, at this point, that's okay. Whatever damage he did has been done. It has been painful. It has continued to, every time we think we're done with that piece of our history, you know, we look around and find somebody bringing his name up again. But at this point, it really is an irrelevant issue, and it'll resolve itself whenever the trustee gets around to it. It's I don't sense that there's a great hurry on his part, and there's certainly there's not a great hurry on our part, and quite frankly, there's not a whole lot we can do about it anymore. So it'll work itself out, and it won't have any effect on us.
All right. Ed Lang, will the proposed new convention center impact parking here? And if so, how are you going to try to deal with it?
Good question. It's, you know, the new convention center, as most of you know, is going to be in the big lot that's right behind us, and it really will start on 5th Avenue and kind of work up the street. So it is going to ultimately affect parking, but you know, we have been talking with a lot of the property owners downtown, a lot of the parking companies, and there's actually a ton of parking and plenty of parking downtown. And what we need to do, we meaning us, the Nashville Downtown Partnership, the Chamber, Metro, we need to do a better job of letting people know where the parking lots are. And I think you're going to see a lot of good options. The new Pinnacle building that's just 2 blocks down will have like 850 spaces in that building. So there's going to be a ton of parking. I talked to the company that's going to run that parking garage, and that lot will come online sometime in November. So that's going to add a lot of spaces. There's some other spaces that are right around the Country Music Hall of Fame and down on 2nd Avenue. So I think there's going to be plenty of options. I think the key for us is making sure that we do a good job of communicating that to everybody, so you know where those options are, so when you come downtown, you know where to go. You know, we're all creatures of habit. We all kind of over the years, I'm sure, picked out our favorite spots, and it may be in the lot right behind, it may be in the lot up the street. What we need to do is we all need to work together, be a little patient. That convention center is going to be just great for Nashville, and we're so supportive of that. But we're going to have to get through a couple years, and there will be plenty of alternatives for all of us. And then once that building is built, there's going to be about 1,800 spaces in that new building. So there will be plenty of parking. We'll just have to work through it over the next couple years.
All right, for David Poile, what are the chances of re-signing Radek Bonk?
Radek was a really good player for us, and he really adapted his game in the second year. It's more of a role player for us. He was just terrific last year on the face-offs. I've talked to him and I've talked to his agent. Right now, as I said in my earlier remarks, I really have a lot of faith in the younger players. So to speak, we've come this far, if you will, in our development, and I think you know, players like Colin Wilson, who's equally as big as Radek and has a terrific upside offensively, and some other guys like Cal O'Reilly that Sully was just talking about offensively, that may be the better way to go. I mean, it's a close decision when you're talking about veteran players like Bonk, or Sully and I were just talking about Scotty Nicoll, who was such a good character player for us. I mean, you know, those are players that you really hate to see go, because he did a lot for us both on the ice and off the ice. But there's a point in time where you just have to move to the next step. And I think right now, at least how I feel today, is that's where we are with Radek.
All right, one last question for Steve Sullivan, because you have to score against him or try to in practice. How tough a goaltender is Pekka Rinne?
Wow. Very, very tough. He's watching the highlights at the beginning, you see how big he is. He's never out of a save. He's very, very athletic. Moves side to side extremely well. And I don't know if the fans really see it, but the way he holds his glove, extremely annoying as a hockey player coming down. You know, most goalies hold it to the side, but Pekka holds it like straight up. So, and I like to go high glove in practice. And it's just always seems to be in the way. So, and it's not there when I look, and when I shoot it, it's there. So it's very annoying. But I think he's an extremely talented goaltender. I think he's big and strong, and I definitely think his best years are still ahead of him. And I think him being in our net for, taking over that #1 job and coming in with some confidence. He's a competitor in practice, doesn't like getting scored against, really takes every shot on net, extremely important to him. Even in practice, he works on his angles, really doesn't want anybody to score on him. And I was lucky enough to play on another goalie who was just like that when I first came in the league, in Marty Brodeur, and I see a lot, not in styles of play, but in the mental aspect of the game. I see a lot of Pekka's game, and same as Marty Brodeur. So I think great future here.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for your participation here this evening. Let's hear it for Steve Sullivan, David Poile, Ed Lang, and David Freeman. And again, our staff will be around here to handle whatever questions you might have as you exit the building. And so far, I only recognize about 5 bloggers here tonight. I'm sorry if I've missed any of you. Thank you very much for your attention to the game.